Hello, my name is Ariana Camila Rios Moreno. I am going to answer some questions about the language. So let's get started. So the first question is, what is the language and how is related to culture? Language is a system of speech, manual, written symbols that humans use to communicate. It enables us to communicate, interpret, and play. Language helps us to share with others and identify ourselves. A group of professionals says that language change often represent cultures changing values. So, the language and culture are inextricably related, and you can learn one without first knowing the other. And also, language is related to all features of the human life in society, and comprehension of the surrounding culture is the key to learning a language. Our fundamental traditions, interpersonal, uh, interpersonal interactions, also ideals, are influenced by the culture and language. On the other hand, makes these exchanges quick. The second question is, how does language change your thoughts? I found interesting theory that explains this question. There is Lev Vygotsky theory. He said that thought and language have no correlation, but these two items have a reciprocal influence. Basis that language determine the development of the thoughts, and language doesn't necessarily depend of the cognitive development, but on the interaction with the environment. Thought develops with the interaction of the environment, then is processed an ecocentric language, and at the end, in an in an internalized language. This inner language rises from the relationship between thought and language. The next question is, speaking more than one language gives you a broader perspective and understanding of the world. Do you think? I think this is true. Having opportunity to experience to learn a language or more allows the person to see things in a different way, because mastering a language different from the native language indirectly give the person serves the culture, its roots. The person will have a different notion, um, because it is already connected with the language, and manages to understand different planes. Because in terms of information, English has become universal academic language. Most scientific tests are written in English, and it has allowed to share opinions, ideas, and also to generate debates all over the world. Consider the language of finance, communications, and technology. In short, English is a universal lingua franca in the most important subjects. In business, English is useful and important in terms of competitiveness at a business economic level. In addition, being an international language, it facilitates the communication between the parties. It implies that it is already an obligation to know English to have access to the information and to relate. since the integration is through in this language. As advantage, and is that being an international or universal language, it facilitates the communication uh, in different parts in different areas. Maybe in the future there's a probability since it is the second most spoken language. In addition, is the second strongest power. Its development shows great growth globally, so it is not really out the possibility that Mandarin could be become an international language. But at the same time, the Chinese position chose to be dominant on a structural and political level. It could be international trade. So I think that on that side, it could not become an international language because there is a resistance to learning it.